Everyone has a story of setback, whether it is losing a job, facing rejection, or dealing with a personal challenge. It's easy to feel stuck, defeated, and even feeling like giving up. But what if I told you that those moments hold the power to transform your path? Today, we're unpacking how to bounce back stronger, wiser, and ready for the next chapter. Welcome back to Creeltalk, the podcast where we explore resilience, growth, and the lesson that life teaches us along the way. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. I am Helene, and today we're talking about setbacks. I believe every setback carries within it the seed of comeback. And I'll tell you why I have that belief. Whether you're facing a hurdle in business right now, or in life, or just a personal growth hurdle, this is your space to gain a little bit of insight, maybe a little bit of inspiration, and tips that empowers you to rise even stronger. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, not that I'm never not honest. Can we just agree that setbacks are hard? Setbacks are hard. They can set your plans off track, shake your confidence, and leave you wondering how to move forward. But here's the truth. Setbacks do not define you. How you bounce back does. Let's dive and explore how the hardest moment can become the very foundation of your breakthrough if you know how to build from them. Here's the first thing we need to do. We need to always start by redefining the setback. Let's reframe from what setback really means. Setback aren't failure. They're feedback. They're moments where life says, pause, reassess, and redirect. Instead of seeing a setback as an end, I'll challenge you to think of it as a pivot point. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use it to refine my goal and approach? Process your emotion. This is a huge one. Setback can hit us really hard emotionally, and it's important to acknowledge that. Take the time to sit with your feelings, disappointment, frustration, and anger. You know how I overcome this? I journal. Talking to someone you trust, and this can be a mentor. Simply allowing yourself to feel those emotions can help you process them in a healthy way. Once you've honored your feelings, you're ready to move forward with more clarity. I remember a time when a major deal we were counting on fell through at the very last minute. We had already made plans, budgeted for growth, and we were emotionally invested in what the opportunity meant for our future. But when it collapsed, I didn't try to power through it right away. I remember just sitting in the car, and for a second, I cried about it. I wrote down everything I was feeling in that moment, the fears that were coming up, the anger, and maybe a little bit of the shame that was also coming up with that decision. Then I remember picking up the phone and calling someone I trusted, and I said, I just need to be honest about how much this situation hurts. That right there is what helped me release. Didn't necessarily fix the situation, but it cleared the fog. And from that place of emotional honesty, I could finally see the next step forward. There's a lesson hidden in every setback. Maybe it's learning patience, discovering a new skill, or realizing a better way of approaching a challenge. Take the time to reflect on what went wrong and why, but don't dwell on it. Most people treat failure as a verdict on their worth. Winners treat it as information for a comeback. The lesson is always worth more than the loss ever cost. Your hardest season can become your greatest teacher if you're paying attention. Remember, the same pressure that breaks some people can build others. The difference is in the choice you make. So let's talk about resilience and its importance during this time. What I've learned is that resilience isn't built by standing still, it's built by taking action. When hit with failure, develop the ability to be more resilient. The best way to come back strong is to take massive action towards the set change. Break the comeback into small, achievable steps. Start with one thing you can control and move forwards bit by bit. Every action builds momentum, and every small win reinforces your ability to overcome that adversity. Bouncing back from a setback takes courage and the willingness to want to grow. Life isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about using them as opportunity for transformation. I believe that when God prepares you and myself for success, He often begins by taking you out of your comfort zone. When He prepares us for success, He starts by taking us out of that comfort zone. He tests our patience. He isolates us at times. He challenges your faith because before He gives you the life you've always dreamed of, He shapes you into the person capable of living that life. Lastly, I'll tell you this. Stay connected to what inspires you, whether it's a mentor, a book, a podcast such as this one, or simply reminding yourself of your why. Find something that reignites that passion for your goal. Setbacks can dim your motivation, but staying close to your inspiration will remind you why it's worth pushing forward. I thank you for tuning in today and for joining me on this conversation. If you find this episode helpful, share it with someone who's navigating their own comeback story. And don't forget to subscribe. I will also encourage you to stop by www.visioninspired.net. Check out the new merch. Get yourself a hat, a cup, and until next time, keep rising stronger.